what I'm going to go on to now is a more controversial take on the purpose of pain, and I think this is less likely, but I think it does happen. There's this idea that in some cases, pain, some would argue in all cases, but I would disagree, but pain is distracting you from a bigger issue. Now, it's absolutely possible that because your body is always trying to keep you safe, well, the way you can see this is denial in people, and I use this example in my newsletter. I watch Gordon Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares. It's a great show. It's bad TV. I mean, it's reality TV, and it's ridiculous and it's formulaic, but I find it entertaining. And it's really interesting because if you've never watched it, and if you're not familiar, basically it's restaurants that are failing. They get in touch with Gordon Ramsay. He goes in and he sees what's wrong. Is it management? Is it the kitchen? Is it the food? Is it, whatever? And he figures out, and usually in his sort of abrasive style, he just shouts at everyone, and usually it's owners and staff that are really stubborn and they argue. And it's funny that these people will seek out Gordon Ramsay's help, so presumably they're familiar with the show. And so presumably they've seen that every single show has the same format of complete denial of a chef being like, my food is the best on the planet, literally, he's not going to have a problem with the food, and then they microwave some crab cakes in a soggy boot, and they share that and they serve that to him, and then he's disgusted with it and they're in complete shock. And this happens routinely where they've got, they're completely in denial about how bad their food is or how bad their service is. They scream at their customers, yet they don't understand why customers don't want to come to their restaurant. So human beings have this tremendous capacity for denial and for blinding ourselves to the truth when the truth hurts. And now these are really extreme, entertaining examples, which is why they made a TV show out of it. But it happens on small levels, and this is something I've talked a lot about in my newsletter. It's this idea of resistance or benign resistance. Little things where you make your life slightly easier. You're essentially self-sabotaging. You're stopping yourself or discouraging yourself from doing the thing that you need to do, but you're doing it in a way that you can stand behind, you can rationalize. I won't go to training because I'm tired, I need extra rest, I'm overtraining, or I've got to get up early in the morning. And that might be very much a legitimate excuse. It might be a very legitimate reason. I don't know, it depends. But that's the point, is that can very easily be a legitimate excuse. So you'll put that in when you should do something different. And again, these are fairly benign instances of that. But back to this idea that pain is a distraction. Basically, pain, you might be feeling pain so that you don't confront some sort of greater issue, and usually that's some sort of mental and emotional stress. And that's why I talk about, are you fulfilled in your life? Are you doing the things you want? Are you in a relationship that's going nowhere? Are you in a job that you hate that's soul destroying, or whatever it is? And there's no easy way to figure that out other than to simply hear it, to simply hear what I'm saying and say, okay, maybe this is it. And then I like to think of this as, and this isn't my own original idea, but it's like a thought virus, or like a positive thought virus. Suddenly you're filtering your life through a different filter. This idea, you start to notice the times when you create resistance, or the things that you're avoiding, and you start to see that, okay, maybe I don't want to confront that, or maybe this is an issue for me, and pain creates a welcome distraction. And again, you have to consider that if the pain is that bad and it's that consistent and persistent, it's likely something quite challenging that you're being protected from, because pain is it's no fun, it's no joke, and I say that with experience. It has to be something quite significant that you're shielding yourself from. So I simply want to have you be open to that idea, and it's something that I am really focusing on now, this idea of understanding the mental, emotional, the mind, body aspect of chronic pain, because I think we know the rest. The rest is covered. You know how to stretch your hip. We know how to strengthen your low back and all that sort of stuff. We don't need more of that, but we need to begin talking about this side of things, this bigger picture.